Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll take a look at a more practical, interesting real-world example of how we can use the join method. Basically, here what we are simulating is main method will download three files and it can do some processing on these three files only when all the three files have been downloaded. Okay. So for that, we have created a class called as file download thread. And in that class, basically we have a file name data attribute because each file download will have some file name, okay, and a constructor will initialize that file name. So in the run method, what we are simulating here is the download time, okay. So each file will take a different amount of time to download. So that's why we have introduced man.random, that random factor, okay. Then in the main method, we have created an array of file download thread. And because file download thread is a child class of the thread class, we can use a thread class reference to hold the address of this array because a parent class reference can hold the address of a child class object anytime. Okay. So then the first thing we have to do is we have to start these threads. So we'll use a for loop, a for each loop to be precise. So this for each loop will iterate through the array that we have created. In the first iteration, download thread iterator will have the address of the file download thread, which is downloading file1.txt. In the second iteration, it will have the address of the file download thread, which is downloading file2.txt. In the third iteration, it will have the address of the file download thread, which is iterating file3.txt, and it will start all the three downloads. Now, every download will take different amount of time to finish. And now here we'll use a method called as isAlive. Now, when we create a thread over here, when the thread is created over here, it is in a runnable state. When the thread actually starts running, it is in a running state. Okay. And what isAlive method sees is whether the thread is in the runnable or the running state. If it is so, this is a Boolean method. IsAlive is a Boolean method. That is, it returns either true or false. It tests if the thread is alive and it returns true or false accordingly. Now, join method we have already discussed in detail in the previous video. You can go watch that video if you want to revisit the join method. After all the three download threads, after all the three threads have finished downloading the files, and once they join the main thread can now proceed to print this message and begin the actual processing. Now, the actual processing will also take some time. Let's say it can be checking the integrity of the files by verifying the MD5 sum, checksum, or it can be, let's say, combining the files together, converting it to some other formats, etc. Okay, so that processing will take some time, and only after that processing can your main thread stop executing. Now let's take a look at the output of this program. Okay, so it is simulating the download time. Download is completed, and once all the files are downloaded, the processing starts over here. That is, the main thread finishes its execution. File processing is completed. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, any doubts, post them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.